Welcome to the tutorial for Counter-Strike Equipment Query, a tool designed to help you easily track the progress of your investments in the Counter-Strike skins market. Thank you for your purchase. To make it easier for you to get started with the file, we'll begin by walking through each of the sheets and then go step by step through the process of adding a new skin to the spreadsheet. Here is the first sheet, the equipment sheet. This is where you'll input your transactions, filter available skins in your inventory, and check which ones can be sold at a profit. As you can see at the top, there is a summary of all the data entered in the sheet. Here, you can quickly check the number of items sold, the estimated value of your current inventory, the total value of funds invested, and a summary of the results of all investments. In the table below, you currently see test transactions that have been entered. Your sheet is still empty and ready for your own transaction entries. Now, let's go over the structure of the inventory table. The first column is the ID, the number of each subsequent transaction. The next column contains the item name. These are menu type fields. You can recognize them by the small arrow on the right side of the cell. To enter the name of a skin, you don't need to type it all out. Just click the arrow or start typing, and then select the correct name from the drop-down menu. In this example, it would be the AK-47, pattern the Empress. If you enter a name that is not in the menu, a red triangle will appear on the right side of the cell, indicating an error. This needs to be corrected to ensure proper validation in the file. The next column is a menu from which you'll select the wear level of the item being entered. In the StatTrack column, indicate whether the item has that property. In the phase column, we select the special phase of the item, for knives. The float column allows you to enter the float value of a given skin. The next column contains a description and any information useful for locating, valuing, or categorizing the item. These columns are especially useful when your inventory contains multiple skins with the same name, but, for example, different wear levels. In the next column, you can enter the current storage location of the skin, Steam inventory, a friend's account, or a marketplace account. The following fields contain information about acquiring the skin. In the invested column, we input the total investment value associated with that item. In the next column, we enter the price paid upon purchase. These columns can be filled out at your discretion. Ideally, the first of these should contain, for example, the cost of cases, deposits made to external case opening sites, etc., incurred in order to obtain the skin. The price, on the other hand, is the amount paid when purchasing the skin from another user or a marketplace. The source column indicates where the item was obtained. Based on the entered purchase date, it will be possible to calculate how long the item has been in your inventory. Now we get to the checkboxes. In the sold column, you'll mark skins that have been sold. As you can see in our example, items marked as sold change to a darker color. This makes it easy to distinguish them from those still in your inventory. Once this field is selected, the transaction changes color and the sale amount is added to the total profit in the sheet. Remember, the sheet only sums profits from sold items. You can also estimate the value of currently held items by entering their predicted value in the value column. This would be the assumed sale price of the skin in your chosen marketplace. Based on this, you can calculate the break-even point and the estimated value of your entire inventory. Be sure to also account for any commissions charged during sale or withdrawal on a given site. The private checkbox serves an informational purpose. You can use it to mark items loaned to friends, items not intended for sale, or items in your personal inventory that you actively use in-game. The next columns pertain to the sale itself. After entering the value and marking the item as sold, you can input the place of sale, transaction date, and transaction ID from an external marketplace. This will allow you to locate that transaction in the future for verification purposes. Do not make any changes in the last column. It automatically calculates the profit or loss for the transaction. Profit is highlighted in green and loss in red, so you can quickly tell whether the investment was successful. The inventory table also allows for filtering entries. We prepared a few filters that might be useful for you. In the top menu, you'll notice the Filter Views button. When you click it, you'll see the available views: available, private, sold. These allow you to display all available skins, those marked as private and those marked as sold, respectively. After selecting a view, a bar with the filter name will appear above the sheet. To close the view, simply click the X on the right side of that bar. Of course, you can also create your own filters as you wish. You can filter each column individually by clicking the filter icon in the column header. This way, you can display inventory items based on your own rules. Just remember to deactivate these filters the same way once you're done. This is what the equipment sheet looks like. All calculations in the file are based on these transactions. For best usability, we recommend diligently filling out all columns for every item purchase and sale. Based on the data from the analysis sheet, you can quickly review your most valuable inventory items and summarize your entire investment history. We have 5 main columns with information here. In the equipment column, you'll find basic information about currently held items, such as their estimated value and number of items marked as private. Below that, you'll see a chart showing the value of items that have ever been in your inventory. This will help you observe the typical value of skins you purchase and spot any outliers. The next column contains a list of your most valuable items, and below it, a chart visualizing their prices. This chart makes it easy to spot which item stands out, helping you identify potential opportunities for big profits. In the transactions column, you'll find, among other things, the number of items marked as sold, the highest sale value, highest profit, and highest loss from a single transaction. You'll also see a summary of your total investment in skins. The fourth column shows your most recent transactions. The value of those transactions is visualized in a chart below. The final column shows the current exchange rates for the most popular currencies used in skin marketplaces and case opening sites. This may prove useful in your future investments. Below the charts, you'll find a notes section. Here, you can freely jot down ideas for investments or store links to skins. Just remember not to make changes above this field, as it may interfere with the sheet's functionality. The next sheet summarizes the features of each sheet and contains a link to this tutorial. If you ever run into issues using the file, it's a good idea to return here and revisit the Quick Start instructions. You don't need anything more to start using our file. We've covered all the topics related to spreadsheet functionality. We hope you'll be able to manage your inventory and track your investments in the Counter-Strike skin market with ease. Don't forget to check out our other products. Thanks for watching, and see you in the game.
Ibiza.